This is a photograph taken in 1909 of the posse that hunted a Paiute Indian killer, Willie Boy. The true story of that manhunt now explodes on the screen in Willie Boy, and Beretta is Willie Boy.
What the hell does he want to go Palm Springs for? What's he got there? He should be heading up the Dry Morongo Pass.
Willie, are you going to kill them?
If I have to.
What do you mean if you have to?
I mean if they keep coming.
But they're white, Willie. They'll chase you forever.
How long is that? Less than you think.
It's crazy, Willie. You can't win. You can't beat them. Never.
Photographed in the California deserts and mountains where it happened. Out of the headlines and photographs of more than 60 years ago, out of the documented book, emerged the all-too-human characters of the Willie Boy episode. Robert Redford is the sheriff. Tough, hard, a man of violent passions.
You can always say no.
I use you the way you use me.
What else do you think you are? He's in her bed like I'm in yours. We never been in a bed. Take off your shoes.
Catherine Ross, impressive as Lola the Indian girl.
Ah!
Still afraid? You might run away.
Untie me! If they come close, I'll yell!
Robert Blake is Willie Boy, out of step in a white man's world, a man who wouldn't crawl, who wouldn't hide his arrogance.
I'm no man to be kept waiting.
Susan Clark is Dr. Elizabeth Arnold, superintendent at the Morongo Indian Reservation.
You mean a dozen armed and mounted men can't catch one Indian on foot?
Touching, tormenting, true. On the run from yesterday to tomorrow.
You're scared, aren't you? And you want to run back? Well, run! Go on, run! The road leads right to him. Tell him Willie Boy is here!
Willie Boy, and Beretta is Willie Boy.
Expert from the University of Edinburgh joins me now. Good to meet you tonight. How surprised were you at this discovery?
Well, I was actually quite delighted because I had sort of suspected this might be true. Eliza was thought to be Armenian, and I think she might be part Armenian, but I wondered, could she possibly be Indian? So I was pretty delighted to find out.
What do we know about this woman then?
It's quite a mysterious sort of story and quite romantic because she was the housekeeper to William's ancestor, Theodore Forbes, who was quite a well-to-do man who was running a house out in Gujarat. And it transpired they had two children together, Catherine in 1814, and she became Diana's ancestor, and another Alexander a little bit later. And they were both sent to Aberdeen to live with relatives, and Catherine stayed on, but Alexander went back because he was homesick. So we're wondering whether there might be some Indian cousins out there that we just don't know about.
And so I suppose the significance of this is that William, who will be king one day, has got DNA from India. The first ever monarch, do you think, to have that?
I would think so, at least in the sort of recent time frame of the last couple of 100 years.
Yeah, and we know that, well, he clearly got this from his mother, right? Will he pass his DNA on to his unborn child? What do you think?
The particular piece we used for the first testing, he will not pass on because it's a piece of DNA, mtDNA, that's inherited from your mother. So being the father of the child, he won't. But we did a second test and we saw other little blocks of DNA across his genome, and he might have one of them, our volunteers' genomes. And we predict he might have a couple of these, so we might pass them on. We just don't know. It'll be a very small amount, if so.
Does he know about this research, do you think?
The family know because his grand aunt knows, and she was quite delighted because she said she'd always been happy to be a little bit Armenian, and now she's a little bit Indian as well.
I wonder how he'll respond to it. I suppose it gives you a better sense of yourself, doesn't it, when you know where you've come from?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the end it doesn't matter where your DNA comes from, but it does show that sort of togetherness and that we're all related in the end.
And I suppose it's also a very good reason for them to go and visit India after the baby's born. What do you think?
Yes, I guess it adds another reason.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's really fascinating stuff. Dr. Jim Wilson talking to us there.
The global idealism of hate will fail to divide us. Stirring words from Prince William as he visited the Al Noor Mosque in Christchurch today, praising the city and New Zealand's response to the mosque shootings. The Duke of Cambridge is on a flying 2-day visit to New Zealand today. His focus was on the 2 mosques, which were the scene of terror just 6 short weeks ago today. Checkpoint's royal correspondent Logan Church is in Christchurch and he filed this report.
The hospital was peaceful this morning ahead of the Prince's visit, a stark contrast to March 15. Staff watched from the hospital windows as Prince William's motorcade arrived just after 9 o'clock this morning. Security was tight. A dozen armed police officers patrolled the street, an armed offenders squad car at the ready. You could hear the consistent thump of a helicopter overhead. The Prince was met at the hospital by senior staff, including the CDHB board chair, Dr. John Wood, before being taken inside through the emergency department. Then later on that morning, Prince William visited the Al Noor Mosque on Deans Avenue, where most of the 50 people who lost their lives died. Flower tributes and signs still line the fences. Inside, he, along with Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell, and Minister Megan Woods, met about 160 survivors.
On the 15th of March, tragedy unfolded in this room. A terrorist attempted to sow division and hatred in a place that stands for togetherness and selflessness. He thought he could redefine what this space was. I'm here to help you show the world that he failed.
Prince William also spoke of how he learnt the news.
Now, when I woke up in London on the morning of the 15th of March, I could not believe the news. An act of unspeakable hate had unfolded in New Zealand, a country of peace.
Very calm and friendly talk with me inside also too, and then we had some photo taken.
This afternoon, Prince William visited the Linwood Mosque, where the alleged gunman attacked next. The flowers and signs that once lined the street outside have been removed. They've been replaced with a simple sign, "Thank you New Zealand with aroha and peace from the Linwood Muslim community." The Prince and Prime Minister were welcomed with enthusiastic applause before spending about 20 minutes inside. We spoke to Imam Alabi Latif Zarula afterwards.
I can't describe it, I just said it in the mosque just now. I can't describe how much the people feel over it. They're so happy, they're so, people are just, the happiness is beyond control, So it's amazing for them to come down here. His Royal Highness all the way from United Kingdom down here. It's beautiful.
The Prince finished his visit by laying a wreath at the Christchurch Earthquake Memorial Wall and mingling with the public. In Christchurch for Checkpoint, Logan Church.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
ब्रिटेन के शाही परिवार के एक सदस्य की रगों में दौड़ रहा है भारतीय खून, और वो शख्स है प्रिंस विलियम, जो ब्रिटेन के ताज के दावेदार भी हैं। डीएनए के जरिए अनुवांशिक विरासत का पता लगाने वाली एजेंसी ब्रिटिशंस डीएनए ने किया है ये दावा। प्रिंस विलियम्स राजकुमारी डायना के बेटे हैं, और अब इस खबर के आने के बाद वो राष्ट्रमंडल के ऐसे पहले प्रमुख होंगे जिनका भारत से साफ अनुवांशिक रिश्ता है। राजकुमार विलियम के डीएनए की जांच के मुताबिक विलियम की 5 पीढ़ी पहले उनके पुरखे ओडोर फोर्ब्स कारोबारी थे, लेकिन वो गुजरात के सूरत शहर में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के लिए काम करते थे। उनके यहाँ एक महिला एलिजा केवार काम करती थी। उन दोनों की एक पुत्री थी जिसका नाम कैथरीन था, और डायना कैथरीन की ही वंशज थी। दावा किया गया है कि एलिजा केवार भारतीय मूल की थी, और इस नाते डायना से होते हुए विलियम में भी उनका डीएनए जा पहुंचा। ब्रिटिशंस डीएनए ने एक विज्ञप्ति में कहा है कि प्रिंस विलियम अपनी मां डायना के जरिए भारतीय वंश से जुड़े हुए हैं। हालांकि ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि प्रिंस विलियम्स की 5 पीढ़ी पुरानी सदस्य एलिजा अर्मेनियाई भी हो सकती है, क्योंकि विलियम के खानदानी पुरखे और अपने प्रेमी फोर्ब्स को उसने अर्मेनियाई भाषा में खत भी लिखे थे।